Hello, this is That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world.
We're not catching flies.
No, we're not catching flies. This is our clapboard.
Is that what it's called?
We're a human
clapboard. Is there like an
clapboard.
official word for that?
I'm pretty sure it's called a clapboard. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, how are you? How are you?
Giddy.
You're giddy?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Because you're
I'm...
getting 2 guitars on Friday. Well, you are.
No, they're going to fucking be outside our house waiting to jump the mailman.
No, they're not. No one knows where we are.
You're right.
This is like the Fortress of Solitude and the Cone of Silence all in one. Nobody knows where we are.
And it's called the Fortress of Solitude. Why would Superman need guards?
Oh, it's been
I'm fine. How
You're
are
fine.
you?
I'm okay. I'm doing all right. Work, getting stuff done, being productive and all that. I think I'm still getting used to being home. Like it feels weird not having like another expo to get ready for right away.
Except you do.
I mean, I do, but it's August. We're in March. So that's 5 months.
I mean, you could always book
it will
one in
sneak
between,
up.
like,
I know it will sneak up on me very quickly, the way they all do.
Villain Arts is on the move. Like they were going to Chicago after?
They do one like every week.
Yeah.
I'm not.
They're the traveling circus.
Yes, they are. They are in fact the traveling circus. But I'm doing okay.
But they're not.
No, they're not the circus.
No, and they're not the rules either.
They have rules.
And so do we.
We do. Yes. Okay, we have 3 rules.
We got to work on that.
Well, I mean, we haven't really got a script for it. We're just winging it.
But you know when it's coming, and
I know when it's coming,
and you know when to cut me off.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that we haven't really workshopped a whole lot of setups. We're just doing it on the fly.
Okay, I will buzz them in later. Okay, let's just get right to the point.
All right, rules.
No rules yet.
No rules.
No, we will get to the rules later. Let's just go. Let's dive right into it.
All right. Well, I have something that's on my mind. It's something I'd like to talk about.
You know what I have on my mind?
What? What's that, darling?
I have 2 guitars coming on Friday.
You do have 2 guitars coming on Friday. Do you
Totally by
want
accident.
to tell the people about them, or you want to do
No.
that later? No.
I had a crazy thought to myself, like to take my own personal social medias and whatnot, because I don't really do a lot of posting on TikTok. And I don't really do a whole lot of posting anyway. I've always wanted to do like a daily or a weekly like story time. Like I'll pull one off the wall and be like, "This has history. Let me tell you." Like I'll get my bubble pipe and just be like, "Let me tell you."
What happens when you run out, though?
Me run out?
Well, I mean, there's only so many. I mean, then you'd have to keep up with demand.
I may run out of guitars at some point, but
Yeah.
you know what I'll never run out of?
What's that? Tell me. Say it. Say it.
My love for you.
Me?
You.
Me?
And the rules.
And the rules. We have 3 rules here in the bubble for the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal. Don't be a dick.
To South Central.
Don't be a menace. So something crossed my mind. All right. Now, okay.
It's not what crossed my mind last night, is it? Because I did post about that earlier.
No.
Okay, good. Did
No.
you read it?
I saw that you
glanced
posted.
over it,
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw that you posted it.
I was not expecting the novels that followed, which is why I'm not responding to any of them.
I haven't read the novels.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna have to go back afterwards though, because now my curiosity is piqued. But I have been.
My favorite college law professor liked it, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm sure he and I could go on for a while about that.
So I have been very late to this party, but you haven't really been privy to it because it mostly happens while you're at work. But I randomly started watching Euphoria on HBO.
Oh boy.
No, I randomly started watching Euphoria on HBO, which I am wildly late to the party. And it was the same thing it happened when I started watching The Boys on Prime, was I thought I was going to be able to binge this whole show, get through it. But now finding out, because I'm like, the show ended years ago.
Okay, so
no.
for those of us who don't know and don't care,
Can I finish?
no.
So
You have to let me interject.
I thought that we're going to get like taboo buzzers and just
Let's go to Staples, right? Let's take them on a journey to Staples. We'll get the yes buttons.
I started watching this show because I thought it was over, and then I randomly find out that the third season is coming out in like next month.
Listen, we're gonna have a sidebar right now, okay? And that is the fact that you always seem to think that I'm trying to interrupt you, that it's intentional, okay? I have things to say.
I have things to say,
but I have no way of knowing when you're done.
And I understand that. My problem is as our viewers and listeners have realized is that when I get interrupted, I completely lose my train of thought. And oftentimes the things that I have been trying to talk about they never get finished. There's no resolution
Your
to
scrim
them.
is backwards.
Yeah, it is. Usually it's yours that's backwards.
No, it's not, because I made a point to make sure ever since the only time you commented about it, to make sure it was right.
Yeah. And
it's always been right because of that.
Well, I saw that I was putting it backwards, and I really didn't care that much tonight. Normally I do, but I don't.
So rules for thee and not for me.
That's not a rule. You're breaking a rule right now. No judgment. Don't judge me. Who said
I'm not judging?
Do not judge me.
I can see Inspector 18 tags. Like, what the hell?
I want to. First of all, that's not Inspector 18. That was Part 18 when I was putting them together. Okay. So I've been watching this show, and
you're late to the party.
Yes, late to the party. And for anyone who is unaware, it's about drugs and cringy teen drama and everything like that. So it got me thinking, because every once in a while I catch myself either thinking or saying, well, that's a lie. Every time it happens, I'm not going to acknowledge that.
What?
You know.
I was discreet.
I know. So I catch myself being like, that's a lie. All right. Now, it makes me start to, the rabbit hole in my head, and I just keep diving deeper and deeper into it. I have a question for you, my husband. Do you think, how did I phrase this to myself in the shower?
With those long lustrous hairs.
My hair is so fucking long.
Don't go off on a tangent. Stay on point.
All right. So I was thinking about it, and my question to you is, do you believe in the white lie?
Do I believe in as like advocating for it?
Yeah. Do you think?
No, not anymore.
Do you believe in the harmless nature of the white lie?
Not anymore.
Can you tell me why?
Because it's still a lie.
It's still a lie.
It's still a lie.
Okay. Now, what about those?
We literally just went over this last night because you brought up the time recently where I went and turned the heat up before bed, and you're like, "Tell me the truth." You told me no because you paused,
right?
But did you? And I said, and I just right away said yes.
You said yes. That was a lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I don't in the moment I was just like, she's half asleep. And I'm like, you know what? That was wrong. And I apologize to you. And
I know.
Lying is still lying.
That was not my point. Okay. My point was not to drag your lying ass into this.
That was a harmless lie.
It was, but it was, as you pointed out, still a lie.
Yeah. And not cool.
Do you believe in the whole idea at all?
Nope.
At all? Do you hang on. In the idea of sparing feelings?
Nope.
Okay. What about when we were out the other night? Right? We were at the bar, and we were talking about the fact that all of us were at mass for Christmas Eve, right? And then Mel brought up that that there was a priest who used to stand up there and say that, when she was a kid, that Santa wasn't real. Remember?
Did she say it was a priest that said that?
Yeah. That it was a priest who said that Santa Claus wasn't real, and her mom got real pissed off.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so what about things like that? Like Santa Claus?
Santa Claus is a representation, like it's a figurehead, like.
But we tell kids you know, and we were told as kids, you know, Santa's watching you. Santa comes and brings you presents. We make excuses.
We've
we make explanations.
We have modified it.
Yes, we've modified it to sort of
I've
to keep the spirit alive.
There have been times where I've told Henry I am Santa Claus. There have been times where I told him I work for Santa Claus.
Right.
There are times where I tell him I see him on the weekends. Like,
I told him this past Christmas that Santa Claus contracts the post office to help deliver the presents because he can't can't do it all.
And I flat out told him, I was like, I dressed up as Santa Claus and pretended to be Santa Claus once, and he, you know, like. Because in my quest for honesty, like, I always kind of felt like, okay, this is one of those things that, like, people have looked the other way on because they're children, but at the same time, it's still lying. So it's like, how can we alter this in a way that it's, you know, it's still adhering to honesty, but
right.
You know.
Because we did an entire episode about, you know, the big lies, especially when it comes to kids.
Okay, but now you're asking me about little ones. Like, where is this coming from?
Well, it stemmed from, you know, me watching this show and just thinking about it, you know, because we're always surrounded by little lies.
Yeah.
We are surrounded by little lies. Little lies like pretending that you like something when maybe you don't like it that much, or telling, like, when you first start talking to somebody in a relationship and you say, you know, like, oh, you know, I like that movie.
I know all about.
It's like, it's so dumb.
No, I get it now. I get it because you asked me about the clothing, and I'm just like, okay, now I get it. Now I get it.
But my question sort of snowballed, and I want to ask you, do you believe that lying as a trauma response, okay? Lying as a trauma response, do you think it's excusable?
No.
You don't think it's excusable?
Nope.
So if you were a person who was in a situation where it's like you had to lie, otherwise a fight would ensue. Like you had to even alter the truth or omit something in order to save face.
I think that many people are not equipped to find the alternative solution.
Yeah.
Like, to find the appropriate response without lying. I think people will automatically resort to the easiest way out.
Yeah.
No, I will not lie to stop a fight. I will not lie to save feelings. I will not. No, like
you wouldn't omit something to save someone's feelings. Is that a lie?
We have a guy in the office who used to come in reeking all the time of BO, and everyone would complain about it, but nobody would say anything to his face. Yeah. And one day I just flat out did. I'm like, you fucking stink. Go get some fucking Axe.
Ugh.
And then later on, I was like, listen, I didn't want to be a dick
too much,
but you really smell like you need to fucking bathe, dude.
Yeah.
And everybody else in here is too chicken shit to tell you the truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't give a shit about your feelings.
We had a guy who was stinky at the dispensary. We couldn't say anything because of HR.
Now,
it had nothing to do with hurting his feelings. We literally brought like cans of Lysol air freshener and stuff like that. Like we just followed him around. We were like, this is horrific.
We had a guy years before that who was exactly that. He always smelled like red onions. Like
raw red onions?
No, I like red onions, but I don't like a person who smells like
salad.
Them. So and I think I must have said something to him too, but you know, it's just like at that point it's like my comfort takes precedent over yours, because if you're so ignorant that you don't realize that you stink and everyone else is too, you know, afraid of confrontation to speak the truth, then I will risk whatever confrontation may come from that.
Do you think omission is lying?
Yes.
You do?
Absolutely.
In all situations?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. What if it's for the sake of a positive thing, like a surprise party or something?
I mean, when you want to get that technical about it, yeah, it depends on the situation, but like, I think everybody can really deduce what an omission will do to a situation.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, if you know, withholding evidence for like in a serious situation, like if you like. we've been told on the floor that, the importance of the delivery of certified and registered mail, because they require signatures. They require us going up to the door and attempting to get a signature and handing it directly to that person, which not everybody does. And what people in those moments don't always think about is these could be court documents. These could be restraining orders.
Yeah.
And people have actually been hurt because of those.
Wow.
Because of the omission of our duties as postal carriers.
That's wacky.
Like, we heard about this one instance a year or two ago, whatever it was. Somebody was supposed to serve a restraining order, and it never made its way to the guy, and he assaulted the ex.
Christ.
And yeah.
Good God. I mean, wouldn't that make you guys like liable for that?
I mean, if they wanted to pursue it,
I mean,
there's an argument to be made for it.
It would have to be,
now that we've gotten all serious and
litigious.
shit. But that's your example right there. There's an omission that, had somebody just not been fucking lazy, nothing would have happened.
I don't know.
But people don't think about those things. People don't realize how far situations will go because of their actions or lack thereof.
Well, that's just it. Is that, I don't think nobody
thinks ahead.
That's just it. Nobody really thinks ahead. So I don't know if I believe that they're trying to take the easy way out, or if they really truly don't believe that it's a big deal.
Most people don't.
They don't think it's a big deal?
Most people think a lot of things aren't a big deal anymore. Like
Little Lies.
Like, we let Henry watch an R-rated movie with us yesterday.
But we covered his eyes for the boobies.
We covered his eyes for the boobies.
And we explained how dying works in movies.
And we also explained what acting is.
Yes. We explained that none of it was real blood.
Yeah. And he got it.
The
fact that he sat there and actually wanted to watch most of it, it was just like, because I saw way worse things when I was younger than he is.
Yeah.
I
remember things being way worse, that were a lot lower rated.
Yeah. The funny thing
Jaws is still rated PG.
The funny thing is, I used to fight my parents because I didn't want to have to leave the room. It's like, I expressed an interest in cinema. It's like, I want to see, like, I wasn't one of those kids like Henry who only wants to watch cartoons and animated things and things that, like, entertain and pertain to me. It's like, no, I want to see everything that there is. And if my parents are, invested in a movie, like, but like, I remember watching A Few Good Men with Dad, and he's just like, you have to leave the room now. And I'm like, no. And he wasn't about to get up and make me leave. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Of course, I still, at 6, 7 years old, didn't know what blowjobs were. So when that came about, it's not like I'm looking at Dad and be like, hey, what does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thank goodness. It makes me wonder how he would lie to you to explain that one away.
But like,
because I think that's the one that always sort of gets brushed aside, is when parents lie to kids. It's true. It's true. Are you still thinking of the way your dad would explain a blowjob?
No, I was just thinking about the times I caught him watching porn and he told me he wasn't. And I'm like, I was standing there for fucking 5, because like, so our refrigerator was right in the entryway from the kitchen to the living room. Mm-hmm. And so late at night, I'd come down to get a snack, open the door, I'd peer around the corner, and he's got, Cinemax or HBO or whatever on. And I can hear,
Yeah, hey.
And I'm standing there for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, and then immediately, like a teenager when your parents bust through the door, the click back button to go back to the channel you were. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was flipping through I'm like, no, you weren't.
So we flipping through the channels and we stop on the naked station.
I called him out on a lot of like Little Lies, and I'm like,
when you were an adult or when
as
you were
an
still
adult?
a kid?
No, as an adult, and I'm just like, because I wasn't quick enough to catch him as a kid.
Yeah,
but like, and he didn't think it was a big deal either.
I mean, I don't know if I think the Little Lies.
Sorry, Dad, but you know I'm right.
To kids, like parents to their own children, I truly don't know if I believe that the Little Lies, like Santa, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy.
Do you have a particular example in mind?
For an okay little lie?
No. For like where this conversation is coming from. Like is there anything you saw on the show or anything in the back of your head that like led to wanting this topic?
This show is horrendous. It is quite literally. It is all fabrication. None of these people are redeemable, and all of them are horrendous liars, and they're terrible people to each other.
So it's Seinfeld, is what you're
saying. Essentially, with a lot more drugs.
And are they all Jewish?
A lot more drugs. No, I don't think any of them are Jewish.
There were no drugs in Seinfeld. Were there?
Were there?
I don't think so.
We'll have to go back and watch.
But should we tell them about the kid who didn't know who Jerry Seinfeld was?
And one could say that maybe he lied, because when you said we were talking about comedians in cars getting coffee, and you said it's the show that Jerry Seinfeld did, and he acts like he knows who Jerry Seinfeld is for the sake of the conversation.
No, he said he didn't. He said
he didn't know.
He said he didn't know the show.
He said he didn't know the show.
But I said Seinfeld's name.
Yeah.
In a manner in which I'm implicating that he should know who that is.
But you don't know that he didn't.
No.
Like, you don't know that he didn't. There are so many situations where you don't know that someone is... I don't want to say lying. I want to say placating.
But we are on the precipice now of, that possibility that next generation may have no idea who we're talking about.
Yeah. But I would hope that, a show like that, it's less than 10 years old. Newer episodes are less than 10 years old.
Comedians in Cars or this other one?
Comedians in Cars.
Yeah. That was
less than 10 years old. So it's
not out of... It started in 2015, so it's 11 now.
It ended in 2019.
Right, but it started, I think, in 15.
Right, but newer episodes were still going less than 10 years ago. That was my point. Yes, we're off topic.
Remind me again, what's the name of the show that you're watching?
Euphoria.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Now, I watched this, and it's like one of the biggest things, and I don't mean to drag the show. I think it's a good show. It makes me wonder where it's going and how there will possibly be a season 3.
Well,
but wait, hang on one second. But I watch it, and there's one situation in particular that keeps, coming up, and that's that the Sween Queen, okay?
That's where I was going.
The Sween Queen, her character, essentially, everyone is saying she stole her best friend's boyfriend. But the fact of the matter is that she did not sleep with him until they were broken up. Now, it's a shitty thing to do. Yes. Everyone agrees on that you don't fucking do that. But everyone's saying that, she stole him, and Sween Queen goes fucking nuts because she's like, they were broken up and everything. And it's all this, you're a fucking liar and this, that, and the other thing. And it's just like, and it just really gets to me. I'm just like, and Zendaya lying to everyone about...
Wait, what Venn diagram?
Zendaya.
Oh. By the way, you better
Venn diagram.
You better trademark Sween Queen right now.
Hashtag Sween Queen.
Okay, well, it's recorded on this, so now everybody knows we said it first.
TM.
Yeah. Every time anybody says Sween Queen from now on, you better fucking pay us.
Oh God, I want to see her hashtag that one day.
Well, you have to tag
Sween
her.
Queen.
You have to tag her in something.
I'm gonna tag her in this episode.
I have. There's a lie that I want to talk about.
Oh yeah.
That I know everybody does, but I guarantee nobody's willing to own up to.
What do you got?
Okay, so when I asked you what you were watching, you said it's that show that Sydney Sweeney is known for, the first thing that she did or whatever it is.
To my knowledge, that's where
I've never seen it. I've never seen anything that she's done other than Hot Ones. Like, I really have no...
Well, we watched that one movie, right? In Australia with the wedding. She goes to her sister's wedding or something. She's in her sister's wedding in Australia.
Did we watch that?
Yes, we watched that.
I honestly completely forgot.
Yeah. What was it called?
I don't even remember. It's the one where she hooks up with somebody in everything she does.
But that's just it, is she hooks up with they're in the fancy house and everything.
And they're trying to avoid each other and then end up together.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is the fact that, Sydney Sweeney is everywhere right now. She's on all these ads and she's, on social media and everyone's talking about her. And the thing that gets me, not even just her, but there are so many celebrities that when they are in those times, those, the periods where, they're on everyone's minds.
They're super relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people who pretend like they can't stand it and are totally full of shit. Now, I'm going to sit here and tell you, I think she's attractive. I find her attractive. I know you don't, but I find her attractive.
I'm not attracted to women, but I can't say that, I cannot say that I believe she is hot shit.
But I guarantee, I'm saying she's attractive. I'm not saying, oh my God, she's so hot with her big tits and her big lips. No, what I'm saying is that I guarantee you there's millions of people out there that will look at their girlfriends and wives and be like, oh God, she's fucking ugly. She's got nothing on you, because they don't want to admit the fact that they actually do find her sexually attractive, and they don't want to be looked at differently by their significant others for thinking that.
I think it's weird that something like that would be so effectual, but that specific kind of lie is exactly what I was talking about when I said lying as a trauma response. Lying in order to avoid conflict. Now,
it's the same thing when it comes to attire. Like, there are so many times, like, where I've seen an ad or something, or somebody on TV or a movie wearing something, I'll be like, I'd love to see that on you. And your answer is usually, well, then buy it for me. Okay? Now, I bought you plenty of clothes. Okay?
Yeah.
But I've known so many people to be in situations where that same thing has happened, and the significant other always goes something to the effect of like, oh, why don't you marry her then? Or, you just want to fuck her. Or
see, my brain, specifically in a situation like that, my brain as your wife, you being my husband, and either buying me something that you want to see me in or pointing something out, my brain says, more often than not, because it's the truth, okay? Because we don't lie here. More often than not, my brain says, I would never wear that.
That's totally fine. You don't have to.
So when I hear you constantly, every time you say it, like, oh, I'd love to see you in
because
that.
I'm being
just
honest.
like, oh my God. I'm like, this man wants me to look like a totally different person.
But that's not true.
Sometimes that's where the brain goes. That is not
true. That's maybe where the brain goes.
But I know it's not true.
But one, do you understand what I'm getting at?
I understand what you're saying.
There are people that are out there that are not willing to be honest with themselves or their partners for fear of confrontation, number one. And number two, again, it's not the person. It's not even the attire. Like I told you earlier, I'm not trying to change your look. I'm not trying to get you to wear or do anything that you're not wanting to. But I pose this question to you. Would you rather I lie for the sake of your comfort, or would you rather I be honest?
I would rather you be honest.
Thank you.
However, and this is the hand to God honest truth, is that it's not necessarily going to stop me from letting my mind wander.
Everybody's mind.
Because then, you can't help that sometimes. You just cannot help it sometimes. But there are things, I think that's where it starts to get mucky for me, is those instances of little lying in solid relationships. Because what is the justification for white lies in a relationship, especially a relationship that you purport is forever? Like, what is the justification for a white lie?
I guarantee that everybody, or maybe not everybody, but most people want to have their cake and eat it.
Ugh.
They want to be able to have the long-term secure, somebody's always home every night when I get their relationship, but then also be able to have wandering eyes.
But that's what I'm saying, is that if you are insecure,
and in some cases wandering genitals.
Well, that's not a little lie.
No, it's not.
Wandering genitals does not
but
make a little lie.
You and I have both been in relationships with people who exercise
wandering genitals.
Well, yeah,
who exercise wandering genitals. Yeah. Yes, they get quite the workout.
Ew.
Oh God. But that's what I'm saying is that I don't necessarily denounce the white lie. I can understand the white lie when it comes to protecting someone's feelings, but not protecting them from the truth. Like telling, if you have a friend, okay, if one girl has another girlfriend and, the whole, does this color look good on me? It's like, yeah, you look fantastic. You look beautiful. Of course you do. That's different from not telling her that her boyfriend's cheating on her. That's totally different.
Listen,
it's different degrees.
I've said this I've said what I'm about to say in many past podcasts.
Okay.
I've told white lies. Okay. I've told major lies. Mm-hmm. Okay. I've been caught. I've gotten away with certain things. Okay. Ultimately came to the conclusion upon becoming a father. It's like, okay, this shit, at least for me, has to stop because I don't want my kids turning into me. Mm-hmm. Okay. Or who I was rather.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older and advanced further in my life and my career, I've watched how lies, both big and small, have negatively impacted me.
Yeah.
Whereas the people telling them don't seem to think that there's anything wrong with it. Now, the examples I always get back to are the ones at work.
Okay.
When I got promoted, I was lied to. Okay. Boss told me it was this date. It was actually a month before that. Mm-hmm. And I said to him subsequently, I'm like, why didn't you just fucking tell me? Like, I would have understood. You could have made a case for it and been like, I need you to do X, Y, and Z for the next 27 days. Like, can you handle that? And I'd be like, if you really need me to, sure.
Right.
Okay. And we had a lot of talks about that, but he maintains that he didn't lie. He maintains that it was, or that he missed some email or some shit. And I'm like, I have the proof in black and white. Like, you could have just fucking told me. And if you weren't lying, then why did you pay me a month's worth of back overtime?
Right.
So I caught you. Okay. And then my supervisor, a year and a half later, whatever it was, I have phone calls and texts. Are you at the office? Yeah. I'm like, then why am I looking at you across this street right now? And here's a picture of you at said box. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't supposed to be doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? And same guy, when you had one of your procedures, your most recent one last May, I called out for the first 2 days to stay home and take care of you. And I said, listen, my wife really shouldn't be alone. Okay. If I call out, are you guys going to be in dire straits tomorrow or will you be okay? He's like, we're going to have to split a room. And I'm like, okay. I go in the next day and I see 2 assistants splitting a route between themselves. And I'm like, so one could have done that one and the other could have done mine and I could have stayed home with my wife. I'm like, why did you lie? Oh, I didn't lie.
Jerks.
Now, one time, no big deal. Second time, I'm a little angry. Third time, like, if it keeps happening, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And somebody's got to be held accountable for that.
I agree.
But you see how the persistence of it adds to my frustration and makes me so much less trustful of the people that I'm supposed to, I'm supposed to work with every day and see every day and put faith in.
I mean, that's just it also when it comes to the idea of the white lie, I mean, the biggest white lie that everyone, the white lie that everybody thinks about, from time, when they really think about it is like, the do I look fat?
Yeah.
It's like,
no, you do not.
Oh, of course you don't. It's
no,
like,
you really don't.
Thank you.
We don't.
I appreciate that.
The ones who do, I tell them.
But that's just it, is that, everybody says, oh, it's a trap. You can't answer that question honestly. It's like, why? Why can't you answer that question honestly?
Because everyone's afraid of getting yelled at.
But that's retarded. Excuse me.
Yeah, people won't say that anymore because of how it offends certain people.
That is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
People won't say gay. People won't say retarded. People won't say queer. People will not use any of these myriad of terms to define people who they seem to think are just slightly unintelligent or annoying or whatever, because now they've been attributed to, marginalized groups, and the marginalized groups don't want to hear them in the wrong context because then that's offensive to them.
That's what I have to say. But
they're all a bunch of faggots. Because faggot is still something that you put in your mouth for 5 minutes and then toss on the ground.
I watched The Birdcage the other day, and they say fag so many times in that movie, and I was just like, I forgot how many times they say fag in this movie. And I'm like, no wonder my parents didn't want me watching it.
The whole reason for my because you and I talked about it last night before I posted it this morning, is the fact, it was all drummed up by the fact that they're releasing Scary Movie 6, and all of the promotional articles say, we don't care who we offend. But that's the point.
That's just it, is that when it comes to something like that, it's so stupid. There is a rating system satire. For a reason. Yeah. It's a satire. It's so stupid that people are going to get that bent out of shape that it's going to get canceled before it even gets released. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's like people saying, oh, well, we can't watch Blazing Saddles anymore. We used to be able to, but now we can't. It's like, no, we can't.
I think the Wayans brothers should pull a Kevin Smith. They should pull a Kevin Smith. They should go to the premiere in their hometown in whiteface. In white chicks. In whiteface.
In the white chicks outfits.
Whiteface. Yep. And stand with all the protesting groups. And then when the news crews show up, make sure they get themselves on camera and be like, I would never watch this movie.
God, but that's just it. When you told me that, I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. There's a rating system for a reason, and you don't have to go watch the movie.
So for those who haven't seen my post, the short version is, we've now lived long enough to watch the generations both before and after us complain about everything that we know and love.
Yeah.
Because they have some disagreement with it. And it's just like, okay, so the adults who were adults when we were kids and are adults now are telling us, oh, that's going to rot your brain. That's, harmful, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And now the people younger than us, that's so offensive. That's so racist, homogenous, homophobic.
So homogenous.
Yeah. We'll just, we'll put homophobic and misogynist together. Milk. We'll be right back.
Oh, yes. But that's just it. Is that
I made life easy for them now.
When you have something, when you have a property, right? A property like this, that people are going to find.
I can't. All right. Get the giggles out. Homogenous. Homophobic and misogynistic.
Milk.
Homophobous. Milk. We'll just use that as a new insult. Milk.
Yeah, right.
You're so milk.
So fucking milk.
Do I still have a?
Okay. That's just it though, is when you have a property like this, right? Like a movie that is bound to offend someone. The very idea that, it's the same thing with social media posts that I've been saying. Everyone's like, oh, I can't believe that I see all this bullshit on social media. It's like, you are in fact in control of whether or not you pay attention to what is in front of you. You have the power in one little finger, literally, to just scroll away from it. Mm-hmm. You don't have to tell people, you don't have to stop and say, you can't say that. You're hurting people by doing this.
I've actually gotten a lot better at that because now, because we've talked about this, about just clicking on the friends button instead of the home.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not reading the long paragraphs anymore.
No, if it says see more, I'm like, oh well.
Yeah, no. I don't. It's not that I don't have time for it. I just don't want to because it's not important. It's important. One of my buddies just had his first kid.
Congratulations.
His wife had their first kid.
Are they over 40?
No, I think he's the same age as me.
Okay. Well, that's relatively close. Because I've been noticing everyone's having babies in their 40s now.
I know. You've been telling everybody.
Very fucking odd to me.
Yeah, but he's so fucking happy.
Well, good. Congrats, confetti.
TJ. Salud.
Back to lying for a second. What are you playing footsie with me?
No, I'm lying.
I don't know.
Was your watch part of the atmosphere?
It calms me.
No, but it was like deep space over there.
Yeah.
Anyway. Sorry, guys.
Oh, we went askew for a second.
It's funny from this angle. It looks like it's 3:00.
When it comes to lying, I don't like it. I'm against it.
And I've been yelling since they first commenced.
I do not believe that lying I don't believe that lying can be rightfully justified. I don't believe that there are righteous lies.
The big one, the small one.
Yeah, I don't believe. Do I think that they are harmful? Not necessarily.
Did somebody lie to you recently?
You did.
No, I mean like major. Like did somebody like
major lies? No,
yeah.
no.
Somebody scraped the ice cream off your cupcake?
Yo, you'd hear about it if they did. No, it's just, it's one of those things that, I think about and my brain spirals and it went down that rabbit hole that, this whole idea of, lying is so prevalent. We see it everywhere and yet we're not calling it out.
No.
Because, we are to an extent.
We
are. But people en masse are not really calling out lies with the exception of politics. It's the only time they're like, liar, liar. But we don't call out lies as being harmful. We call out liars for being rotten people. But we're not calling out the lies for being harmful. And I don't necessarily know that I believe that all lies are harmful. But I think the practice of lying is a shitty practice.
Like, I don't doubt for one second that since Henry's birth, that his mother hasn't, gone to great lengths to shit talk me to her friends, her family, whatever, whether or not the kids are in the room.
Yeah.
Because she did plenty of it, when we were still together.
Yeah.
And it used to really bother me because I'm just like, I don't want my children hearing that, It's like, okay, you have gripes with me and things that I did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That's all over and done with. That's no reflection on who I am now.
Yeah.
And, while you are entitled to your opinion of who I was in our relationship, that should not shape my children's opinion of me as a parent and an adult.
Right.
Post their birth. Like, I am not that same person anymore.
Yeah.
And saying otherwise is lying and very detrimental to their upbringing.
But you don't know that she's still saying those things.
I mean, we at least know as recently as 2021.
That was 5 years ago.
And they were, still very impressionable at that time.
But now it's 5 years later.
Listen, I know you're being devil's advocate, but
I'm just saying that, when some
that's an example. That's an example.
It's an example. I understand.
Okay?
I understand.
But I'm not the only one that has to live through that. There are plenty of single fathers out there that are just trying to have, good relationships with their children and be civil with their exes and whatnot. And I guarantee I'm not the only one who, has been talked about badly behind his back just because somebody is bitter about something that happened, years ago.
Okay, I can give you an example. Okay.
But do you at least acknowledge where I'm coming from?
Yes. And I will give you an example. I will give you your objection is noted. I will give you an example. You and I
just like a couple of tots.
You and I got together in fall of 2021. Okay. Mm-hmm. We very quickly moved in together and quickly still got married. It was not a rushed thing. It just happened that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Period. Now, both people, I say people on your side of that equation and my side of that equation would be led to believe that both of us, in getting together as quickly as we did, must have been cheating on someone.
Did anybody ever actually say that to you?
Yes.
Nobody said that to me.
Nobody said that to you?
No, because I was...
Your ex thought you were cheating on her anyway.
My ex and I were separated.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, she thought I was screwing somebody else. And I'm just like, you took off. Like, you have no right to know about my life anymore.
But nonetheless, there were whispers.
Yeah.
There were some whispers, okay? Now, it's a lie flat out, easy peasy. I can say without being, I'm looking right at you. It's a lie. Didn't happen. Okay? We just got together really quickly. Period. But I believe that lie has caused or would cause me harm? Is that lie to the detriment of my character? I'm gonna go with no. And that's because I choose not to allow it to do so. If there are people out there who believe such a lie, and they believe such a thing of my character and me as a person, then that person is just gone off a byway and everything like that.
We need to address something while we're on this subject.
What are we doing?
Okay? Because something that a lot, and look, I hate to make this a labeling issue, okay? But this is a tendency of a lot of women, and it's particularly in my experience, okay? They like to cry abuse. Okay, he was abusive. He abused me. He did this. He did that. He did the other thing.
They use it as a blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The same way we say all women or all men or whatever. More women than men say this, and they cry abuse. Okay?
Women have a tendency to say he abused me. Men have a tendency to say she cheated on me.
Now, you have lived with me for over 4 years now.
Yes.
Have I ever exhibited any sort of abusive traits to you?
There have been times you haven't been very nice, but I would never call you abusive.
Okay, but have I ever struck you?
Absolutely not.
Have I ever physically or seriously emotionally hurt you in any way?
No.
You hesitated there.
Without delving deep
without
delving deep into personal explanation.
We are 47 minutes in. You cannot tell the white lie now.
No, I'm not lying when I say you are not abusive.
Okay, I have been accused by multiple people of being abusive.
Now, I was not a party to any of those situations. Okay?
Yeah.
So I cannot say that you have never acted in an abusive manner. I can't say that. Just like you cannot say, I've never cheated on anyone just because I've never cheated on you.
We have concurred together that I have aggressive tendencies.
You do.
Okay? I will wholeheartedly admit that I have acted aggressively towards people depending on certain situations based on, what's been presented in front of me. Okay? But again, you have constantly reminded me that you are not my exes. Thank
No, I'm not.
God.
No, I'm not.
You've never acted as such in any way, shape, or form, and therefore, I have never felt compelled to approach you as I would either of them.
Mm-hmm.
You have never approached me with any sort of hostility. You have never lied to me. You have never approached me aggressively, because what do we do as human beings? We generally tend to match what we're met with, right? Okay?
We have a tendency to, yes.
If people are loud to us,
it's a primal
back,
instinct, yes.
And so I have traditionally matched what I've been met with.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But then the after effect of that is he was abusive.
Right.
He abused me. He emotionally abused me, and that's why I left.
Now, this conclusion is usually drawn when someone suggests it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This is where the lie spiral starts to get out of control, because one person gets out of having an argument with somebody, tells a friend what happened. That friend sort of builds it to,
tells them what they want to hear.
Takes one side of this story and says, that's abusive behavior. You shouldn't have to take that. And now all of a sudden, player one suddenly is under the impression that they're being abused. Mm-hmm. So now every time an argument ensues, they believe that they are in an abusive relationship. Yep. And they then go and they tell people that said person is abusive.
Because they want to reinforce their base.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. And then that lie starts to spiral outwards and bigger and stupider and stupider. And, stupid does attract itself. So, God willing, that shallow end of that gene pool will just die out eventually. Ugh. But that's just it, is that when you are when you enmesh yourself in such a deeply personal relationship, I believe that is the only point at which lies become truly harmful.
This is why I'm so steadfast on the whole, no lies at all. Every lie is bad. No lying, no matter how big or how small.
Yes.
Because once you look the other way on one, you're looking the other way on several.
Exactly.
And where does it end? Where do you draw the line? And because of what I've lived through, like
a trauma response.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because people have lied to me. People have lied about me. Mm-hmm. People have stretched truths. And again, I am happy to admit anything and everything that I've ever done in full description, full context, everything. There's a lot of things I'm not proud of. Sure. Okay. But I'm not going to back down on something like this because people use it as a shield, and it very negatively affects certain people.
Yeah.
And it's not fair and it's not right. But anybody who would employ that sort of tactic doesn't see the harm, doesn't see anything wrong. Mm-hmm. All they're focused on is getting what's theirs.
Correct. Now, we agree because, rule number 2 is nothing personal. But right here in front of, 95 countries, you lied to me about the heater. Do I have to worry about... I can't even keep a straight face. Do I have to worry about other lies?
No.
Sold! I believe him! Ladies and gentlemen, the man tells the truth!
I will try not to do that ever again.
Listen, I know the hesitation in your voice as soon as you said it. I was like, the man is lying. I was like, because I'm just like, did you just adjust that heater? And you just go, no. And I'm like, the man just fucking lied to me. Good night. And I'm like, fine.
We're gonna do a follow-up to this if I ever catch you in one.
I have had to remind you on several occasions that I do not lie. I just don't bother. Because what have we always said about lying? That if you always tell the truth, you don't have to have good memory. Yep. And that my memory is garbage. I can't even remember what I was talking about 5 minutes ago.
As a good husband, I am trying to be sympathetic to your premenopausal stage.
It's terrible.
And I know how warm you get. Real. But I have my warm tendencies too. But also, typically, when you're really warm, I'm really cold. So we're trying to accommodate each other.
Well, we're gonna get you on some B vitamins and get that circulation flowing, so that your
the last time I was taking B vitamins, I was sweating my ass off.
Well, that's what happens when your blood flows at a regular rate. This was a good talk. I think we covered a lot.
You called me out for lying in front of the whole world.
Well, you fibbed. You told a little fib. You told a little lie, which is why it did not upset me. But all you had to do was say, yeah, I turned it up a little bit.
You're right, I did. You're right, I did.
I was not...
Because then you would have...
What would I have gotten? I was just get up and throw a shoe on the ground and say, I'm out of here.
Because you would have waited for me to fall asleep to Scary Movie 2, and then you would have turned it back down. There have been so many mornings I've woken up with a frozen nose because after I've fallen asleep, you've turned all the heat down.
Scary Movie 2 was another lie you told. Because last night you had the audacity to put on Scary Movie.
Whoa.
We sat through that whole goddamn movie, and then it wants to automatically start playing Scary Movie 2. And as that blue bar is starting to fill up, I said, dear God, we're not going to watch Scary Movie 2, are you? And you just go, oh, of course not. You're like, no. And then you didn't even let it go on automatically. You went, yeah.
That's not true. That is not.
No, you absolutely did. You pressed the button on the remote and you said, accept Scary Movie.
No,
you did.
No.
You did.
Because it started automatically playing it.
No, it didn't. It didn't have the chance. It was going to, but you went click instead. And I was like, are you kidding? And you put the remote down in the middle of the bed. You rolled over and you went, right to sleep. And I said, did you put a timer on?
But I didn't lie because I didn't watch it.
I can't believe that. I
went right to bed, like you said.
You did go right to bed at that point.
And you didn't have to watch it.
Oh, I didn't. I put my headphones on and I rolled over the other
direction. Then why the fuck didn't you just change it?
So many. It's gonna be like other times I've changed it, and you're just gonna wake up, roll over, and go, I was watching that.
This is like Jesus. This is why they nailed you to the fucking cross. You're so indecisive.
Oh God. Well, it was a good talk up to a certain point. We had a lot of fun. Did you have fun? Don't lie. Luton always be a good time. Yes. Thank you out there in podcast land for tuning in and listening to us. Please
zoom right to the moon.
Find us on social media. We're on Instagram, DT Andy and JJ Star. You can also email us at DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's at gmail.com and ask us questions, send comments, concerns for our well-being, conversation starters and enders. Please download Podbean. All right. Follow Podbean on social media and download Podbean, like and subscribe to our channel. Andy and JJ helps us get money. Thanks. Yeah. You can also find all of our past episodes. We're closing in on the end of season 2 here. You can find all of season 1 and season 2 streaming at ttppodcast.com, and all of our videos are at dtandandjjstar.com. I don't have a whole lot going on, but you can find Love Hard Art on Instagram and Coat of Arms Tattoo. And you also find Coat of Arms Tattoo at the New England Tattoo Expo at Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut, in Uncasville, Connecticut. April 17th through 19th. And we will be there getting cosmetic tattooing on that weekend also.
You know, I just thought of something. So I saw Zach Wilde at Mohegan Sun a couple of years ago, and he autographed the guitar that I got there. Mm-hmm. And he wrote Uncasville on the back of the headstock when he dated it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I don't think I ever checked to see if he spelled Uncasville right.
Maybe you put Unclesville for all the uncles out there. But you've got some shit going on. Go.
Tax collectors and harlots. Sunday.
This coming
Sunday, you will see us at Sugar Hollow Tap Room in Danbury, Connecticut, with the Trust Fund Rejects and Nerve Endings.
Yes.
And one other band. My memory is shot, so sue me. And then April 4th or 8th, whichever one of those is on a weekend.
The 4th is a Saturday.
Okay, so we're at Cherry Street on the 4th.
Okay, all right.
In Wallingford.
All right, and we will have more on that later, because I know that your schedule is getting pretty full.
Yeah.
With shows, so you can find Tax Collectors and Harlots on Instagram for a full schedule. And you got anything else? You got anything fun you want to add? Any lies you want to tell the people?
Oh my God.
No, because lying is bad. You good?
I'm fantastic.
We're good. We're gonna call it.
Yeah, I'm ready for a.
You ready for some hot dog time?
For a Bartle.
Is it hot dog time for a Bartle do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. That's a full lid from the three
Clap
of us.
It.
From the three of us at That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
And we'll talk to you later.